Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you in another video. All right, so the score was 101-93. The Lakers lose game 4 of the Cup Series for the Lakers, specifically against the Thunder tonight at home. And this was bad, man. We have now lost 4 out of 5 basketball games. And although this one wasn't embarrassing because you were going up against a better basketball team than yourself, it has its problems. This game had its problems, and it's lumped in there with the other 3 that we lost before the small hiccup in San Antonio, where we were able to play very well. There's a lot to react to in this game, so bear with me. But I just think that the Lakers' strategy tonight wasn't good. It wasn't good. The Thunder are a small team without Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein went down with a fall in this game, and we set AD while he was down and allowed ourselves to be small with them. We dumbed ourselves down size-wise, and that was the opposite approach. And throughout the course of the game, throughout Hartenstein's minutes, we would mirror him with Anthony Davis. That strategy right there, in my opinion, was what ultimately gave us no chance. It gave us no chance because you essentially let them to control the size differential when you had the size advantage that would ultimately give you boards, give you easy tip-ins and things of that nature. We made ourselves small, conveniently small for the Thunder. It was just not a good approach. Anthony Davis attempted 10 shots in this basketball game with 15 points. 15 points in a must-win basketball game. Was he in foul trouble? No. 2 fouls on the night. Did he find himself hurt or something like that? No, he was healthy. Was he turning the ball over a lot? No, he had 1 turnover. Why wasn't he fed? On a night where the team we're going up against is down all of their power forwards and centers, except for Isaiah Hartenstein, who wasn't playing at half-mast because he was hurt, even though he ended up with 17 rebounds. You mirrored his minutes with Anthony Davis as if your team you're reacting to him like he's Anthony Davis and you have Hartenstein. It was just the most backwards approach. I thought JJ Redick might have coached his worst basketball game tonight, man. I really did. I thought it was an awful approach. Awful. Austin Reeves went down with that back injury, came back in the game. I wish he would have stayed out. 1 of 9 from behind the arc. His inefficiency was just horrific. Absolutely horrific. Killed us with some of them shot selections. Just absolutely murdered his team. And LeBron James, turnovers and missed 3-point shots, awful. LeBron James was turning the ball over on demand tonight. All the Thunder had to do was ask for it. He'd give it to him. His turnovers this month has been absolutely ridiculous. Dalton Knecht, 7 out of 16 from the field. I think he walked away with like 6 threes, 6 out of 12 threes or something like that. That's how you got to feed him. That's how you got to feed him. In fact, you should have fed him more. He was the high man with 20 points. I think he had 6 boards. I tell y'all, he's a better rebounder than half the players on this damn team. We're a better team when he's getting featured. We didn't give him the ball enough. He was the only guy out there efficient from behind the arc. We shot 28%, I believe it was, from behind the arc. 46% from the field or some stupid crap like that. 76% from the free throw line. Didn't hit enough shots to go up against this team, and you dumbed it down. On a night where they're missing half of their guys. AC wasn't out there. Jay Will wasn't out there. Chet Holmgren ain't out there. Ousmane Dieng ain't out there. And you making yourself small for them. And their defense took care of the rest. On a night where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander literally attempted 28 shots. He wasn't nobody else shooting but him, basically. He didn't even have a good shooting night, but down the stretch, he smoked you. Like he's supposed to, like a great player does. And when he's not defended properly, he gets smoked. He smokes people, rather. I just thought our entire approach, it started from JJ's intentions on down, just did not really help us. Max Christie had 8 points. I thought he played a pretty solid game, but he made an intentional foul with us down 2 with like 22 seconds to go when we didn't have a foul to give. All you had to do was funnel him toward your weak help. your weak side help. If you can't stop the man, you don't forcefully foul him and send him to the line when he could make it a 2-possession game. That was a terrible foul. And he knows it cost us the game. That cost us the game amongst other things. But, like, that was the equivalent to, Anthony Davis's missed free throws at the end of the Orlando game. It's like that's what closed it out. It's a stupid decision to foul that man purposefully when you didn't have to. Now, if you had a foul to give, cool. You don't have a foul to give, so you send him to the line. That's a great free throw shooter. He iced the game, and that was it. Rui Hachimura didn't hardly give me nothing, man. He gave me some stats defensively. I give him his 2 blocks, but he was under 10 points, under 10 rebounds. I don't need that. I don't need that, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. If Rui's going to be starting and that's all I'm getting out of him, I don't need that, bro. I don't need that. That's not the production I need if I'm going to put him in the starting lineup and leave all my defenders sitting down. Speaking of my defenders, Cam Reddish had him a Gabe Vincent night. Ran around for like double-digit minutes and just didn't do anything. Again, Gabe Vincent hit a jump shot, but he ran around for 16 minutes and didn't do anything other than that too. And you just can't afford that type of production on the same night where you're not feeding Anthony Davis. Bron James turned the ball over, can't hit a 3. Austin Reeves think he Steph Curry, but he's shooting like he's Ben Wallace. I mean, it's just not good, man. This is all bad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This was not good, and I'm not embarrassed because OKC is genuinely a much better basketball team than us, and a lot of what went wrong is because they're so fantastically incredible in so many different areas that don't even connect with one another. They are the best team in the Western Conference, but like they're missing half their players, and they still outclassed us thoroughly tonight. Didn't even shoot well. They didn't shoot well at all for their standards, and they thoroughly outclassed us tonight. 4 blocks for Anthony Davis. He gave me my defensive stats, but he needs to be much more involved in the offense in a game that we call a must-win, playoff-like atmosphere at home for all the damn marbles when if you lose the game, you're not going to have a chance at even defending your cup. And we lost the game. And I said it against the Phoenix Suns. You let that team beat you by 27 points when you're in a tournament situation. Like, I understand you getting demoralized. I understand you getting beat. But in the fourth quarter, you let them just continue to run the score up. Y'all didn't even put hands in people's faces in that game. And it trickles down to what ultimately happened tonight. It's like you couldn't afford to lose this game. If you would have lost by 10, you'd have been fine. You know what I'm saying? But because you lost by 27 and that matters, now a game like this, you can't afford to lose or you out. Now we out. We ain't even defending our championship. And it's like I said, it's no shame in losing to OKC. We knew OKC would likely beat us a couple times this year. As soon as we saw them in the group, we knew we had a different group type situation to go up against than last year because OKC wasn't in our group last year. They put them boys in there so we wouldn't repeat, as far as I could tell. Gave the Phoenix Suns 5 days off before seeing us after knowing we were going to have to face the Denver Nuggets and the demons we have with the Denver Nuggets. Like, the schedule makers made sure we didn't repeat this thing. But we didn't help ourselves by not putting up any fight against the Phoenix Suns, well-rested, ridiculously and exaggeratedly well-rested Phoenix Suns when we faced them. If the NBA wants to scheme us out of getting a back-to-back championship in the NBA Cup, this is what it looks like. Systematically, just scheme you out of the game. And that's fine. We don't care about that damn cup. We know what we're here for. We got us a little notch on our banner. You let somebody else have it. I'm fine with that. But the fact that we didn't bring our thinking caps to this basketball game was a problem. And we didn't bring our thinking cap. You're going up against fantastic defensive players around the perimeter, and you're mirroring their role-playing center with your superstar center. Like, that type of stuff is like, well, I mean, I guess we're in on it too. Clearly, the NBA Cup's supposed to go to a specific place this year. Clearly. That's what I say as a fan. And I'm irritated, man. I don't understand what the hell's going on, man. I don't get it. I don't get how the Lakers have been playing these last 5 games, with the exception of the San Antonio game. I don't understand what the hell I'm looking at, man. I really don't. LeBron James turned into one of the worst turnover players in the game right now. I don't think I've seen too many people have a bad stretch that he's having, like, over the last several weeks with these turnovers. Half of them aren't even forced, man. Half of them are him jumping and then looking to pass while he's in midair. I don't know what the hell that is, but he needs to stop doing it. Seriously, it's absolutely absurd at this point. And I tell you the truth, I need more out of Anthony Davis. I can look at the scheme and say, okay, we did not make any damn sense with how we operated with Anthony Davis. But only attempting 10 shots in a must-win basketball game at home, when the team that you're going up against, clearly you have the advantage of? I need to be talking to my rookie coach saying, yo, get me on the damn floor when this guy's not on the floor. I'm twice the size of everybody out there, man. I can get easy buckets in the paint all damn game. We don't even need to do all the stuff around the perimeter that plays into their hands. They have the best perimeter defense in the game. Feed the post. Give me the ball over small people. I can score every play. We didn't even try none of that. We didn't even attempt to do that. We foregoed all opportunities at that so that we can dance around with better perimeter players than us. It's just absolute backwards, man. It's like how do you scheme against yourself? Do what the Lakers did against the Thunder. You scheme against yourself just fine. Study that shit if you ever want to scheme against your own self. This whole thing was bogus, man. This whole game was bogus, bro. It was bogus. Half the time there were things out there to challenge we didn't challenge. I can't tell you how many calls should have went our way that we could have challenged, and we just kept our hands in our pockets. It was Darvin Ham over there. It was Darvin Ham, and the JJ was Darvin Ham, bro. I'm telling y'all, he was Darvin tonight. I don't know what he was looking at, but it sure as hell wasn't what I was watching. He didn't communicate how many timeouts, how many fouls we had down the stretch of the basketball game. And Max Christie don't even know he ain't supposed to commit a foul like that. You're not communicating with your young player. You know damn well Darvin didn't play him last year, so you know he ain't really all that experienced. Y'all gotta communicate these things to unexperienced guys. Have him out there thinking he's thinking all the most important things. Nah. This is his first year really actually getting any real minutes. Nobody's ever played him. So of course he's going to make mistakes like this. I'm more upset at the people around him who weren't communicating these things. Coaching staff. What are y'all doing? I can't tell you how many times they had situations where Alexander is getting calls that just phantom calls. He's just driving at the rim, they whistling on cue. Ain't nobody even touched this fool. And he just whistling. Ball flying off a guy's arm with nobody touching it. They didn't call it. They give it to them. Like this crap happened like 4 or 5 times throughout the course of the game, and not one time did we throw out our challenge. We still got challenges and timeouts. Like this was a Darvin Ham ass game, man, and I'm irritated. I'm irritated in a different type of way because this one meant something. This is pride on the line. We're supposed to be defending our cup. We're supposed to be defending our house. We're supposed to be trying to beat the best team in the Western Conference. We've been on a stretch where we've been embarrassing ourselves, and this is the type of product we put on the floor. In a must-win basketball game that I think is a playoff-like game. We just did not show up from top to bottom. Didn't even score 100 points in this damn game. We've been shooting the 3-ball very well all year long until tonight. And mind you, don't look at D'Lo Russell. He had a good game. He had 17 points, 9 boards. He hit threes. I thought D'Lo was one of the better players on the floor. Him and Dalton Connect were the only people who could hit them 3 out there. I don't know where AD's 3 game went. Did he even attempt a 3 tonight? I don't think AD even attempted a 3 tonight. Like, where did that go? I don't understand, man. I really don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with this team. Austin Reeves goes down with a back injury and all of a sudden you think he come back Steph Curry or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. I really don't. But his inefficiency, he had 2 games, or the last 2 games, where he was able to hit shots consistently. We pointed out, even through the struggling games where he was, our team was sweating the bed, he was at least hitting shots for a change. He's back to his old ways, man. That 1 for 9, what is that, bro? Especially the last 3 I saw him attempt. Shot that thing from probably like 40 feet away with like 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I really don't. But I can tell you the team looked better when he was out with the back. He looked better. When he got back on the floor, we got back to throwing possessions away. I mean, he did have that nice drive down the stretch of the 4th quarter where he got a 3-point play, but guess what he missed? The clutch free throw. I'm just like, man, this team is not giving me what I need, bro. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a bunch of crap that's not good enough, man. That's what I'm seeing. This was just not it. And I know a lot of that, the score has to do with the fantastic defense of the OKC Thunder, but they weren't hitting shots tonight. This was a beatable night for the Thunder. This was a beatable night. We should have beat them tonight, man. And if we would have schemed like we were supposed to, we would have gave ourselves a chance. But since we didn't, here we are. So I don't know, man. 17 turnovers as a basketball team, 15 offensive rebounds given up. Under 80% from the free throw line again for 3 out of 4 games or something crazy like that. I don't know what the hell this team's doing, bro. I don't know what they're doing, but I can tell you this. If they keep this up, they're going to fall out of playoffs. Forget 4th seed, 5th seed, wherever we find ourselves right now, we're going to be out of the play-in tournament if this is what type of play the Los Angeles Lakers are going to continue to play. You can't afford to do this in the Western Conference. You just can't. So that's what I have to say, man. I don't really know. I'm rather irritated right now, as y'all can clearly see by my choice words in this video. But I've been cussing a lot worse while watching this basketball game. I just don't understand the schemes, man. I've never seen a head coach decide that he's going to mirror his superstar with a role player. Like the role player's the superstar. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen players mirror players, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to sit him until this guy gets on the floor, but not when the other guy is a damn role guy. I've never seen that. I don't know what JJ's philosophy was, but it was definitely a losing one tonight. This was a losing philosophy, JJ. I don't think you should do that anymore. I really don't. And it's an exaggerated problem when the other team is significantly undersized without that player on the floor. That's the part where it's ridiculous. You don't do this when the other team has reasonable centers up and down their roster. But when they're devoid of all of their centers and they have to go extremely small, this is absolutely what you don't do. And mind you, it's even more exaggerated in the sense that they have such phenomenal small ball defenders. So you're going to toy around in the perimeter with them and play into their strengths? Basketball is a game that is played in the sky. Taller people have the best chance of succeeding in this game because they can get to the ball quicker, and they can release the ball into better percentage shots based on their height and their closeness to the rim. That we would not see that as a philosophy to abide by while playing this sport is one of the biggest mind-blowing circumstances to watch in this era of basketball. I'm not just talking about the Lakers, period. People want to shoot further away and be small as hell to match up with small players in a game that is played in the sky. This does not make any sense to me. You can't make it make any sense to me. They don't have a guy over 6'6" without Hartenstein on the floor, and we made sure all of our guys were just as small as them throughout the course of the game, and only played Anthony Davis when Hartenstein was on the floor. Make it make any sense at all. Please, anybody. I would love to hear anybody tell me what the hell that was, man. Help me understand. Are we that afraid of speed? And we think that small guys make it so that we're able to keep up with guys? Is that what that is? Is that the logic? Because that logic is trash. It doesn't actually equate to that. You lost. You didn't even put 100 points on the board. There was one possession, and this is why I was so pissed at the coaching as well. There was one possession, we put all of our offensive players on the floor. This starting lineup that everybody seems to love because we beat the Spurs with it. I don't like it because it leaves us with no defense. Rui Hachimura needs to be replaced with Cam Reddish or Max Christie, period. But that we had that lineup on the floor. Dalton, Austin, Cam, Bron, and AD. And the best shot we could get out of one of those possessions was Bron fading away with his hand in his face. I can get that possession with all my defensive players on the floor and just Bron. I do not need all those offensive players if I'm scheming a low percentage shot like that. What's the point of having all these offensive players on the floor if that's the only crap you're going to get out of the possession, man? Quality possessions is something that is underrated in this organization. For years, for 3 or 4 years, I've been saying this. Possessions need to be of quality. This is why I've had a problem with Austin Reeves and his overshooting as of late. Because we're not having quality possessions. Him going 1 for 9, that's 8 possessions I need back. And we're a bad offensive rebounding team, and we give up possessions on the defensive ends because of it. You understand what I'm saying? So they're getting extra possessions. We're giving possessions away, shooting bad shots, and not rebounding the ball enough to make that even make any sense. Yo, please, man. Efficiency is why y'all can't beat the Denver Nuggets. It's the essence of why they keep kicking your behind, because y'all don't execute well enough. It's why Dalton Knecht is such an important player for our team, because he's one of the best shooters in basketball, and we're a terrible efficiency scoring basketball team. Feed him and stop feeding people that are going to keep bricking all damn day, man. You don't give the ball to Anthony Davis on a night like this. But Austin Reeves gets one shy attempts on his threes that Anthony gets, period. Austin, on a cold night, Austin goes 1 for 9 from behind the arc, and Anthony Davis only has 10 shots total when the other team is tiny. And you want me to believe you didn't scheme against yourself, JJ? You ain't gonna make that make no sense. They're a great perimeter defensive team. They ain't got no interior defense. They really don't. They got to resort to Lou Dort and Hartenstein to try to stop you from scoring in the paint. You didn't attempt to take advantage of that in any way. We launched 38 threes and went 28%. Of course you did. They're a great perimeter defensive team. Why is that your scheme? It's just backwards, man. That shit didn't make any sense. People call themselves basketball geniuses, but this is the crap they put on the floor. And they get mad when people call them con men, bro. Nah. Mind the game. This ain't the mind I was looking for. This ain't the game that we playing. I don't know what people doing, but they ain't helping us win. That's for damn sure. I don't know what the hell they doing here. You gotta forgive me, man. This is just 4 out of 5 losses, bro. 4 out of 5 losses, and all of them have either been wigging out, us being too scared, us not even minding the circumstances we're involved in regards to the tournament, teams coming into our building, stomping us out, missing free throws down the stretch, scheming backwards. I'm like, what is this trash, man? What am I watching, yo? What y'all want a Laker fan to say, bro? We'll get them next time. Ain't no next time in this tournament. What, you gonna wait till Chet comes back? AC gonna be playing in the next one. Ousmane Dieng gonna be back. You know they missing half their damn team. This is the best chance of beating this team. You ain't beating them no more after this if they do what they're supposed to do. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I guess, gets the game ball. Ain't nobody else shoot the ball but him on his team. I thought J-Dub looked pretty good out there. Hartenstein with 17 boards. Got to give him his credit after coming back from that back injury. Some people are upset at him for fouling Austin Reeves. You know, it is what it is, man. I think it would be nice if we had an enforcer that could jump in a guy's face when something like that happens, though. Because Hartenstein definitely did a Bush League kind of move on Austin. Austin, you know, you're going to attempt a shot like that, you can fall on your backside. Just like I said when Hartenstein did it, I'll say the same thing with Austin. If you're going to jump off 1 foot into somebody who's trying to contest you, bad things can happen, man. The floor is never going to lose that battle. But, you know, it would have been nice if there was somebody down there that could at least push Hartenstein to create a scrum or something if a guy pushes one of our guys like that. You know, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see people reacting the way that I need my team to react when somebody pushes my guy and he falls and potentially hurts his back. I didn't see it. And I think we're smart for that. We don't want Bron AD doing that. We need somebody on our team that's going to be an enforcer whose job it is to get in somebody's face. Seriously. This is why I wanted us to go after that non-likable Spurs center that everybody can't stand, because he would have gotten in that man's face. He'd have pushed somebody. Somebody would have been in the scrum. Somebody would have got ejected off the strength of that. Collins, this is why I wanted Collins on his team. Because I know he's the type of guy where you do something like that to his guy, you're going to be fighting him. And we just don't have that player on the team. Everybody else smiling, a little upset, but not enough to get themselves thrown out the game, and that's good. That's smart, but it's not the display I want to see. Not when my guy's thriving in pain, rolling around the damn ground. I want to see some real action out there, man. We need me a Ben Wallace or a Ron Artest or somebody. We need somebody to do something like that. They're just not on the team. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling this. I'm telling you, I'm not feeling this. I did like the San Antonio game. It was a breath of fresh air to see everybody play well. It's good to see D'Lo bounce back. He looks better right now. Hopefully we're on the upswing with him, even though he made some mistakes down the stretch of the game, trying to take over when he was a little frustrated. Bron didn't give him the ball, for which I thought Bron should have gave him the ball. But when a superstar decides he wants to do something else, and then a player who's a role guy doesn't appreciate that and then comes down on the other end, attempts a three to try to make up for the shot that he was not given an opportunity to shoot after being hot for the last 2 shots. And then the other team, of course, makes that role player pay for trying to be a superstar and hits a three and brings the score further away. That was exactly how that went. And Bron knows how it feels when you're hot and somebody ain't feeding you the ball, because he did that to Rui earlier in the year where he said, swing, MFer. Yeah. Bron did that to D'Lo tonight. D'Lo had hit 2 threes in a row. D'Lo was open for the shot. Bron decided to do something else. D'Lo was a little frustrated with it, I think. We just come on, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? And D'Lo got to know, the basketball gods are never, ever going to reward you for displaying your frustration with a superstar for making a decision away from you. When you're a role player, you're gonna cost your team. 9 out of 10 times. I've seen this a million times in my life. It just doesn't work. Know your role and let the star make the decisions. And if you don't like those decisions, don't try to make up for his poor decisions. Don't try to hurry him to do something on the next play. It's not going to work in your favor. Basketball gods will eat you every time. It's just how it works. And that's exactly what we saw tonight. It really did kind of make the difference in the fourth quarter. It brought a game from a 1-possession to a 2-possession game just off the strength of the shot that was hit because of that little 2-play fiasco. The little plays, little stuff like that, man. We're going to notice them. As fans, we're going to notice this stuff. We live and die with every possession here in LA. Y'all know that. So for me, I'm just yo, man. Dalton Knecht shot well. He had 16 shot attempts. I like that. He had more shot attempts than anybody else. I think that's good. With the exception of Anthony Davis, who obviously should be getting more shot attempts since we, started the season with him averaging 29 points a game. I don't know if that's going to continue if he keeps on doing what he's been doing this week. Getting less than 20 points almost every damn game we play, and it's not it. 7 assists for the second game in a row. I like him looking for assists, but we have to find ways to scheme him becoming more of an assist man without it hurting his actual attempts. I understand wanting to diversify. Darvin believed in diversifying a lot. That's how we operated every game. And it's why we'd walk away with 15-point Anthony Davis. This is a game you definitely could not afford to have 15-point Anthony Davis, JJ. And that's exactly what the hell you schemed us into. Darwinism, bro. That's what that was. This is the game where I said you needed AD to give you 40. If AD would have gave you 40, you would have won this game for sure. But he has to be able to attempt more than 10 damn shots when that's happening. Why don't we feed the hot hand around here? It's not like he was particularly inefficient at all. I think he was probably 5 of 10 or something like that, 6 of 10. He was hitting shots. I don't know exactly what it was, but it wasn't like he glared as an inefficient player like Austin Ass did. Who bricked every damn thing, but kept shooting. That's my biggest problem with Austin Reaves, and it's becoming a real problem because it's happening too often. And we're losing when he's doing it. When he's hot, I have no problem with his aggression. When he's not, he is a nuisance, taking possessions away from more efficient basketball players around him. Those are shots Rui should be taking. Those are shots D'Lo could potentially be taking when he's hot. Definitely shots Dalton needs to be taking. Bron needs to be taking those shots. We need those shots going elsewhere. You can't let this man continue to shoot his team out of basketball games just because we like him a lot. He doesn't do enough defensively to make that make any sense. We need to be honest about that, Austin. You are getting cooked on the defensive end consistently. Your offense must be more efficient or you're taking more than you're giving us. And that's just what it is, brother. I think people need to really consider how they wet the bed yet again in a test to, of their fortitude and their ability against good teams. We can't beat good teams. Home, away, we can't beat good teams. And if you want to point at the first 3 games of the season when nobody knew each other, congratulations. You can go with that. But as for me, I'm not buying that. That ain't got nothing to do with what's been happening over the last month. We can't beat good teams. And that's what I'm going to tell y'all. OKC's are one of the best teams in basketball, and you put up one of your more brainless strategies against them, and they played right into their hands, and they took advantage. They had double-digit steals against you as expected. Killed you on the offensive glass, outshot you in your house. And you played right in their hands to help them out, man. I'm frustrated, bro. This is not Laker basketball. I don't know what it is, but it's not what I pride myself on enjoying when I have 3 hours set aside to watch this basketball team, especially in a game that's supposed to mean something, with pride on the line, in our own damn building. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. We got a game against the Utah Jazz. As I told you guys in the halftime video, I'm going to be doing some things with the family for the first quarter of that game, but I'm pretty sure it won't affect my videos, but it will affect basically how much of it I'll be able to watch. So I just want people to be aware of that. Family comes first. And it's not going to be difficult when this team has been playing like this. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not about to tell my family I'm going to miss what I got going on with them so that I can watch these guys do this. No, that's not happening. I'll tell you right now, no. BDL 44, I thank you all for watching.